Hello and welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need read for this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, March into April 2021. And that's a really long intro. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey guys. Hi. A little business before we get down to business. My book, Words of Grace, is available on Kindle, and there's a link in the description box. Selling little by little. Slow and steady wins the race. We haven't really done the big promotional push yet. We did a soft launch earlier in the month, last month, yeah, February. We're having fun with it. I'm putting out reading pieces of the book and putting music and pictures to it up on YouTube. It's just a lot of fun. And on Facebook, on my DrawingTheCircle Productions Facebook page, I'm doing both free and live Zoom events on Facebook. Monetized there too. Doing tarot parties, lectures, as well as free stuff for Sabbats. I'm going to try and do more full moon, new moon stuff that way. So if you're interested, all the links are below. That business out of the way. You might have noticed. Well, by the way, I've also brought some new people onto the channel. Nancy Antonucci, Lillian Carter, Mal Flanders is getting some stuff together for us. Another reader. Oh God, her magical name. It'll come to me. I know her 3D name, but we don't out people that way unless they want me to. Welcome to DrawingTheCircle Productions. If you're new, we are a production company since 1998, still going strong, and now we're digital, so there you have it. So now let's get down to the business of this reading. My Scorpio, we are doing an 8-card draw, 8 different card systems. 1 card each. We are doing 4 oracles, 2 tarot systems, and 2 healing systems to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need, hence a what do I need reading, for a specific timeline, like pulling a card of the day, except 7, and not just for the day, but for 2 weeks, looking at the full moon in Libra on Sunday, the 28th of March, 2:48 p.m., and then the waning, releasing, reducing, minimizing, alchemizing from lead to gold, because lead has 3 more atoms than gold, from fear to love, from toxic to healthy, from pain to peace, to the new moon in Aries on Sunday, April 11th, 10:31 p.m., all times Eastern. I am in New York. So let's get down to this. All I can ask from anybody watching any of my readings here is standard YouTube reading rules apply, right? It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs because you get more information about what we're about to look at or about another situation that you need to be aware of according to my pantheons of the divine, to which I am intimately contracted to serve humanity with and through in this lifetime, doing this. So both feet on the floor if you can. If you can't, no biggie. But focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from said pantheons that you need. This full moon to new moon next, please take a nice deep breath. A lot of exposition for this big breath. I love it though. The breath, not the exposition. Oh, here we go. All right. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, general assembly, the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, because we're adding a new deck this series, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension above, 8th chakra and above, using the Carolyn Mace archetype deck. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box. What is the dominant archetype in play for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading? That they are dealing with within themselves, within somebody else, within a situation, all of that, some of that, holographically, whatever. This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, please. We have got the wounded child archetype. Now, everybody has the child archetype. Maybe not everybody has the wounded child archetype. The child is one of the 4 survival family archetypes. There are 9 families. Their survival is the first one. The child, the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute. I know they sound horrible, but they're all neutral, lead and gold. There's a balance. Where are you on that scale? So like I said, everybody's got the child archetype because everybody was a child, right? It's how you learn how to survive as a child, and it is the guardian of innocence and safety. So when that child inside of you in its When it doesn't feel safe, it tends to be in its lead, in its fear, right, in its pain. But when it's in its gold, it feels safe. It's up for everything. Innocence, new beginnings. But particularly the wounded child archetype. This has the shadow and the light. The shadow is what you don't want to look at, or if you know about it, you don't want anybody to see it. The light is what is a good goal to have here in the alchemy. Whether this is you, somebody else, situation, all of that, some of that. The shadow attribute blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, and Lord knows I've been there. Of course I have the wounded child archetype. I'm gay, like just starters, right? And the orphan archetype, right? Just comes with, written into the life before my soul was chosen to play the role of Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, witch, blah, 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 right? So if you look at it that way, it's like, oh, these are the character description points but that I came into this life to transform. Pre-written, right? Don't have to take it so personally. Resists moving on through forgiveness. And so that child, you know, children know how to forgive automatically. We're taught out of it, right? Because those eyes of innocence, safety, and innocence. The light attribute awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. I don't want to say guilty, innocent, but yeah, I do that. That's me. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. I highly recommend any way, shape, or form you can get a hold of inner child work, shadow work, really. And this is very much a shadow work card for me because we're doing a waning moon. Perfect time for a shadow work, particularly laying low, allowing the feelings that are within you, right? Look at where you're unwilling to forgive. Oh, honey, there are plenty of places I'm unwilling to forgive, but I'm aware of it. And I know that's because that child's just not ready yet. So that voice, this soul power, which is really what archetypes are, that's being developed from lead to gold, needs more love, not less. Scorpio. Let's keep going. Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. Who's the healing angel you need to call upon, to work with, however you do angels, right? Even to just think about, contemplate, maybe do a Google search, take a nice deep breath. Both feet on the floor. My angels and archangels of water in the sign of Scorpio, please. Who is the healing angel from the Healing Angels Oracle? Either the individual angel or the legion of healing angels they need to work with to alchemize this wounded child's archetype, this full moon in Libra, waning to new. Okay, waning to new in Aries for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please just leave that card in my hand, and we've got divine timing. So an impatient, wounded child, perhaps, when's it my turn? That's the foundation for jealousy and envy. By the way, just saying, deadly sin of the third eye, read my book, Words of Grace, it's in there. Right, when the fuck is it my turn? How come they get to do that? You know, when I was a kid, and that's why, and all of that is true. It's not that it's not to be honored, but opening up to the forgiveness path, right? Opens the learning path of forgiveness. So to say, I don't know how to forgive, this is, yes, of course you don't. Course in Miracles, of which is essentially my spiritual spine, you know, says all lessons are forgiveness lessons. If you knew how to do it, you'd do it. So everything that's happening is to help this wounded child energy within yourself. And by the way, because of the quantum entanglement of unity consciousness, is you're healing this wounded child within yourself. You're healing all wounded children everywhere, literal as well as archetypal. I mean, come on, babies in cages. You think that whole period didn't just like rip my heart out? But I mourned, I cried, I sobbed, not just for myself, but for all wounded children everywhere in any way, shape, or form. It wasn't easy. Yeah, but I'm a mystic, honey. That's the work sometimes. So that thing of divine timing, something out of your control. And when a child doesn't feel safe and out of control, that's not good, right? We'll just blame. And, you know, blame puts the power beyond where you can do anything about it, but that's a child for you, right? You know, it's Mercury retrograde. My Uranus is retrograde, and we can't find the cream to fix it. Sorry, such a stupid joke. I will go for the Uranus joke and because I've got Uranus jokes out the ass. Let's go to the Crystal Oracle, sticking with the archangelic vibration here. Archangel Ariel, my own personal archangel, one of the three archangels of the north, powers of earth, hence the Crystal Oracle. She is, after all, the Archangel of Lyons, and my name's Angelo Lyons, so you just gotta roll with it. Breathe. My beloved Archangel Ariel, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the wounded child archetype, and needs to work with the healing angel of divine timing. What is the crystal oracle? Either what's written in the book, the stone itself, any of that, some of that, all of that, this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. Rose quartz. What an un-Scorpio stone. She don't mean onyx. She don't mean moldavite. Oh, you moldavite junkies, really keep the stuff away from me. It's not my thing. I am an earth sign baby. Okay, QRS, rosé quartz. Let's get rosé some quartz. Rose quartz. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is so perfect for the wounded child archetype. Keywords, unconditional love. Which, by the way, means love without condition. Doesn't mean you can't have boundaries. Peace, joy, and loving thoughts. Loving thoughts, Scorpio. Lords of the underworld, blessings! Exclamation point. It says, blessings. You are being bathed in love, light, and healing energy by the universe and those who dearly love and treasure you. All right, now with that divine timing there, you might feel like, yeah, when? Empathy for fun and profit. This is a time of peace and joy, a time to reflect on all that you are grateful for. Share your love and blessings with your friends and loved ones. Remember, the more love you give, the more love you automatically receive in return, and that is true. That is actually an emotional experience that is not always so very obvious, but the love you feel is the love you give. It really is true, and that's why the risk of loving. Why should I love them? Right? Don't you know what happened to me when I was 6 years old? You know, like that kind of thing. It's and like I said, I'm not invalidating anybody's story, but to really understand that there's pain there, that child inside of you needs to be heard. It's just, don't let it drive, right? Don't let it post on social media. Give it that privacy, that grace, that Scorpio. Look who I'm talking to is Scorpio, right? It doesn't necessarily, there's a difference between covert and private Scorpio. Stitch that on a pillow, grandma, throw it on the couch. Yeah, you know, covert is sneaky weaky, right? Private is, yeah, no, I'm going into the castle of my soul and raising the drawbridge, and I'm going to let this child perhaps rampage, but within the confines, right? Cast circle, call quarters, invoke deity. Particularly, I would think, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, you know, however you do that. Just a little witch tip there. Remember, know that you truly deserve all the blessings coming your way, which is, I think, what that divine timing card, that angel of divine timing, what would the healing angels of divine timing do? First of all, I know for me, they give me fucking synchronicities everywhere. Like, I know 1111, but they give me 1, 2, 3, 4, which says everything in divine timing. It's just, honey, just keep going. It's fine. 333, I get all the time. I'm a 3 soul path number communicator. Big shock, right? So, but songs on the radio, even on playlists, when I put it on shuffle, like I put all the songs in the playlist, but it's like musical tarot. Things to tell me, like, you're in the right place at the right time. Now, I will recommend the book, The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, particularly the first couple of chapters that talk about synchronicity. The first insight is about perfect timing and all of that. The following is a short prayer you may wish to recite. What was that, Southern and Australian? So that others may also open their hearts to the healing power of love. I watch too much Trixie and Katya. Here's the prayer. Breathe. Let's say this together. We pray for love to heal and guide us, to illuminate our hearts and minds, so that we may all come to see and feel the sacred flame we each hold within. For then we shall truly know, beyond all doubt, that only love is real. Only love is eternal. Unconditional love, peace, joy, loving thoughts. I'm really feeling like this is talking about, in the meantime, divine timing, until this blessing hits you in the physical form where this child can say, yeah, it's here, right? You rose quartz the crap out of yourself. Give that child those loving thoughts. This is called reparenting, right? John Bradshaw's work, if you want to do it more through the clinical, psychological, but there's the Louise Hay inner child there's just, you're on YouTube. Just put an inner child meditation. You could do it with binaural beats, with subliminal Ho'oponopono programming, right? So many different ways. But to me, inner child work, it's not a healing technique, it's a relationship. And that child of your heart in its light holds the pin codes to your success and the embodiment of your higher self in physical form. Because if you don't feel safe. Wow, okay. We definitely have an inner child reading here on the table for the Scorpios. Got 1 healing system, 2 oracles. Let's get our 2 tarot on the table. We're going to do Daughters of the Moon to get the internal dynamics, heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra stuff. And then we're going to use the Mythic Tarot to get the more external dynamics, root, sacrum, solar plexus. Please take a nice deep breath. Excuse me. A little too much half and half in the coffee this morning, as if such thing as possible. Please breathe. My goddesses of water and the sign of Scorpio, I feel you. Please, 1 card in clarity, because this is going to be key for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, please. What do they need to embrace and be aware of inside of themselves? Waning moon, right? Like, relieve that pressure, do the alchemy, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Dealing with this wounded archetype, wounded child archetype, which again could be somebody else, could be a situation, could be them, could be all of that, some of that. Working with the angel of divine timing and rose quartz, please. What is it they need to be aware of inside of themselves? This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. The Wheel of Fortune, the Life Weaver, the Spider Woman, it's the Divine Timing card. It's the Divine Timing card. It's the Fate and Destiny card. Look, the difference between Fate and Destiny is, do you take the hero's journey? Well, because the hero's journey is really how we grow, heal, learn, and evolve. Do we suffer fate, or do we manifest our destiny? Get yourself some Joseph Campbell. Some Joseph Campbell info there, right? The hero's journey and all that archetypal jazz. It's Star Wars. It's like every superhero movie ever. It's all the myths, right, that involve heroes, which is a lot of them. Even the gods themselves act as heroes in some of their own myths, right? So this wounded child, really, with this divine timing thing, it's time. No, I don't want to say it's time to grow up. Every day is a winding road, but we get a little bit closer. This is definitely saying that there are aspects of fate and destiny going on inside of you that you may or may not be aware of, but that there is opportunity here. There's alchemy. Well, what's the difference between fate and destiny? Alchemy. The lead of fate and the gold of destiny. But you have to take the hero's journey to heal, to grow, to learn, to become. And honestly, if you have energy trapped in the past as a result of childhood wounds, and who the fuck doesn't, right? Then why wouldn't it totally be the perfect time for you to give yourself this rose quartz experience with the healing? Because the healing angels of divine time are going to take you backwards in time, so to speak, to revisit that stuff in a healthy way, not to just, pry open the wound and feel the pain, but to actually give it the love that only you can give it. Yeah, what's this look like on the outside? Breathe. Uncross your legs, Mark. I keep going Virgo for you, Scorpio. My gods of Scorpio and the element of water. Oh yeah, please, 1 card in clarity for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the wounded child archetype, the angel of divine timing, rose quartz, and the Wheel of Fortune on the inner. What do they need to be aware of on the outer? Maybe how they appear from the outside looking in. Maybe if this wounded child archetype is somebody else, maybe it's them. Some aspect of the physical they need to be aware of. This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, March into April 2021. The 10 of Cups? The 10 of Cups? I mean, we are talking about unconditional love on a different kind of scale here. You're going to be integrate. This has got to be for you. This has got to, I mean, obviously it's your reading, but if this even does involve somebody else, it's like, this is so interwoven. I mean, whether it's soulmate, okay, here's the difference. Soulmate, you might very much have wounded child archetypes, you know, at play, but you're helping each other heal. It would be a very childlike relationship, but childlike in an innocent way, right? You know, that vulnerability, that's that innocence and that safety. But if it's two wounded children, regardless of age, together, where you are teaching each other how to heal and love yourselves, that's twin flame, because you can't give each other the love that you want from each other, but you very well may get the love that you need, which is often, screw you, I hate you, right? Because it has nothing to do, the pain has nothing to do with the other person. It's stuff, you know, unforgiven stuff from the past. So look, Ten of Cups, this is Cupid and Psyche at the end of the cycle of cups in the mythic tarot, where not only are they married, they're married in the Three of Cups. This is her being elevated to be a goddess next to him. She was a princess. She is elevated to be a goddess here. That's pretty cool. And Psyche, meaning the soul. So this is very much about unconditional love and self-love and joy. And all of that stuff. Your cup runneth over, and I'm telling you, inside of you, it's time. So if that child feels like, what the fuck is it my time? Work with the angel of divine timing. It doesn't mean you should squash those voices down. If we don't, because they are jealous voices, like a jealous child who's watching other kids have the ice cream, and they... ice cream! Sorry, just Eddie Murphy does. That was my childhood. Kind of, sort of. Ice cream! But, you know, kind of maybe feeling left out, although that's more orphan archetype. But definitely there's some pain around this, being totally being triggered, right? But it's time. And since we've all been in semi-states of isolation, depending on your story, depending on where you are, what better time? What better time? And no one has to know you're doing it. No one, Scorpio, has to know you're doing this type of work inside of yourself. And with Ten of Cups on the outside, it might be that there's a really wonderful, beautiful situation here that is just triggering the fuck out of you. Either because it's not coming yet, divine timing, or because it's triggering some stuff from your childhood. Or maybe somebody else's, right? Let's keep it open. Let's get you your healing mantra here, the second and last of the healing systems here. Please take a nice deep breath. Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck. My Ascended Masters of Healing. You guys popped the identifier into my head last second. Please, my Ascended Masters of Healing, one card in clarity. For the Scorpio Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading, what is the perfect healing mantra they need with this wounded healer? Sorry, the wounded child archetype. Wounded healer is another dynamic. The wounded child archetype with the angel of divine timing, rose quartz they need to work with. Wheel of Fortune, Spider Woman, Life Weaver on the inner, Ten of Cups on the outer. What's their healing mantra this full moon in Libra? Waning to new in Aries to help them heal this that they need. Overcoming fear. This is the third time this has come out, right? Where did I see that one? Who else had that one? Cancer had it. Who else had it? Overcoming fear. Am I imagining that? See, I have it all written down here just so I do that. Sorry, please hold. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. No, I guess it was just, where the hell did it go? Anyway, sorry, it was Cancer, right. Overcoming fear. All right, I will transcend every loss. It's just come up a bunch of times. It must have been for another reading that I did. I just don't remember which one it was. It might have been a private reading, too. I'm busy. Find me on Facebook. Facebook Messenger video calls are just the best quality-wise, but on Zoom you can record it and I can send it to you. It does all blend together though, doesn't it, Mark? Overcoming fear. I will transcend every loss, because you will. That's true. Now, the child might still be holding on to the pain of that loss. There's the 4 ego wounds, abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss. Well, everybody has the wounds of loss, right? Whether or not you were abused, neglected, or codependent, who wasn't? Okay, when fear is overcome, you're able to rest in the resilience of your soul, no matter how frustrated or inconvenienced your ego seems to be, particularly if you are impatient, particularly if you are dealing and struggling with jealousy where you're not seeing things clearly. Remember, jealousy has to do with the third eye. You are able to embrace each obstacle and circumstance as life's auspicious way of helping you become the one you were always destined to be. And there is this element of fate and destiny, but it's inside. This is the hero's journey infrastructure. Ooh, growing like a child, maturing within you. Very, very good. In overcoming fear, every loss surely inspires a gain of insight for the evolution of your spiritual journey. This is totally the hero's journey stuff. This mantra is ideal for opening back up to life, which a lot of places are doing due to getting shots in the arm. You know what I'm talking about. Healing chronic fatigue, hello, and releasing cellular memories, which can very much be about stuff biochemically. Once people really start to understand the connection of biochemistry to emotions, I mean, we do, hence like all the fucking prescriptions on TV, right? Take this if you feel sad. No, but every time there's an emotion in the body, there's an immediate biochemical reaction. Oh, the hype. Watch What the Bleep Do We Know. I've been saying this, I guess, but it's good for water signs to watch this. What the Bleep Do We Know, particularly the wedding scene, the reception. It's musical. You'll get a kick out of it if you haven't seen it, but it really does talk about the biology of emotions, and if those emotions aren't dealt with, they go into the cell tissue, hence cellular, literal chemical cellular memory, right? Trauma. But you have the opportunity to heal a lot of this stuff here, but I will transcend every loss, right? So even if this 10 of Cups, if this is an opportunity, maybe this is a soul contract-y thing with rose quartz and, but that child, if it doesn't feel safe, you can just kind of say, oh, look, honey, no matter what happens, we will transcend every loss. And there is no loss without gain, and there is no gain without loss, but I love you. And when it's time to cry, we'll cry. And when it's time to laugh, we'll laugh, right? That's what allows that child in you to feel safe, so that it's like, yeah, okay, right? Instead of like, I don't want it, it's like, yeah, okay. It's like, let's just love. Let's love ourselves, and it's all going to fucking unfold when it's supposed to. And my inner child loves when I use the F-bomb. Oh my God, does it love it, right? Right? It's like, I love you. And then you've at least got that 9 of Cups going on, because you're giving yourself that love. And then maybe able to accept that next cup to make it that 10. Remember, this is waning moon, so that's a waxing thing in a waning moon. Well, let's ask our new deck, the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Oh yeah, it's a good Italian name. It's Lucy Cavendish and her magical spell cards. Oh my God, if that's not a Terry Pratchett story, word nap, and oh, blessed be Terry Pratchett. Okay, this is dedicated to the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, of which is an extremely large pantheon of guides and spirits and all that jazz. Please take a nice deep breath. Definitely both feet on the floor for this one. Okay, here we go. The ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. Please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, considering they are definitely a mystical sign. What is the spell card? What is the little snippet here? What's it say on the box? The piece of craft, cast, activate, or empower that they need here. Dealing with this wounded child archetype, their own, somebody else's situations, with the healing angel of divine timing, rose quartz, really the destiny divine timing card, the wheel of fortune inside of them, the wheel is turning in their favor, that 10 of Cups on the outer, that ecstasy, that balance, that completion of the cycle of water, with this overcoming fear that they will transcend every loss. What's the spell you got for them? My beloved ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, March, April 2020. Are you fucking kidding me? Destiny! Destiny! That's the thing for me. Destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Wait, sorry. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. That doesn't really rhyme. See, I am a Virgo still at the end of the day, and I write spells. I can write a spell on a bar napkin with some eyeliner, people. Not my own. We need it for YouTube. All that I shall need to know as I walk. All that I... See, I'm already rewriting it in my head. I'm a writer and a reader. All that I shall need to know as I walk the gods now show. See, that's Virgo. But destiny, now the reason why it's such a shocker is because, come on, overcoming fear talks about, you know, manifesting a destiny that, you know, totally walking the line, alchemizing fate into destiny here. This is lovely. Your child holds the key, but that child needs to feel safe. You're opening a learning path of forgiveness. And you know what? It's not like, oh, I learned how to forgive. I'm done. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll just stand behind this splash guard where you get the Monty Python Deus fucking Machina. Deus like the Machina foot. Yeah, no. Have the grace of humility. Know that you don't know. Know that you don't even know what your destiny is. And that child doesn't know either. And that's why it's okay. It's okay to be uncertain. And if you're an empath and you're a Scorpio, chances are you're picking up on everybody else's uncertainty too about tomorrow, let alone a destiny thing. Last card down, often a party turner, the whispers of love oracle, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. Lovely. Oh, the higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. Please, one card in clarity from the whispers of love oracle. What is a piece of information, inspiration, or insight? The Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading needs from you all, considering the wounded child archetype, divine timing, rose quartz, the wheel of fortune, the 10 of cups, overcoming fear, and destiny, this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. Why wouldn't it be? Have patience. It's a divine timing, right? Yourself. Ourselves all involved are saying, have patience. Love is patient and kind always, which means if that child is impatient, it means it's not in a loving place, so therefore give it the love that only you can give it. You are not your archetypes. Archetypes are soul patterns. They are lessons written into the hero's journey of being a soul incarnate on planet Earth in any lifetime, not just this one, right? And you know, the inner child has been repressed and abused and neglected and just victimized for thousands of years. Can we go tens of thousands of years, right? All coming out in the wash now, right? So collectively, this is part of human destiny. Have patience. Love is patient. Love is, you don't yell at a 2-year-old because it doesn't understand algebra. And if it does, call Professor X. I don't know what to tell you about that. I do not know these things. I am not the parent. I am witch. I am single witch. But to have patience, right? To feel that patience with yourself. It's okay. It's okay, honey. No matter how long it takes. No matter how long it takes. My hand to my heart. I love you. Talk to your heart chakra like it's your inner child. It's a Matt Kahn thing. I highly recommend his work on this particular subject. The inner child stuff here. Let me put it together in the blessing, because that's like the best part. It's the best part for me, aside from that first breath. I love this part. I was born with the grace of prayer. Some people have it. Some people may not have it, but can develop it. It's in my book, Words of Grace. It's in that last section there. Grant me the grace of prayer so that I may speak the words of the divine as needed, when needed, for the well-being of all. Please breathe. Both feet on the floor. My collective pantheons of the divine. May the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, that the healing angel of divine timing that they need may help them heal this wounded child archetype within themselves, within another, perhaps within all of humanity. As this 10 of cups that they need to be aware of approaches from the outside, or they appear that way because inside of them the wheel has turned. Fate and destiny have met an inflection point, and there is a shift. It is time. So for them to have patience, knowing that love is patient and kind always, particularly within themselves, particularly with the shadow of the wounded child archetype, that is in the process of overcoming fear, understanding that they will transcend every loss with the healing power, unconditional love, peace, calm support of the rose quartz energy, manifesting their destiny that they need to manifest. All that they shall need to know as they walk shall now be shown. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. I know there are other decks that do spell cards. I might get more of them and do all spell card reads. Ooh, monthly. Ooh, that feels good. Anyway. So there you have it, my Scorpios. If you liked it, like it. You want more, subscribe. You want more of me? You really get a load of me. You want more of me? Read my book, Words of Grace. Check me out on Facebook, social media, all that jazz. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. It is a very intense read, but one that certainly has some people who've gone ahead a little bit, right? John Bradshaw, Matt Kahn, Louise Hay. I mean, inner child work, shadow work, whatever you want to call it. It is in your bailiwick, Scorpio. So wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this full moon in Libra, waiting to new in Aries, my beloveds. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.